stocks our strategists feel are poised to deliver positive returns are featured now in their top stock picks of the week.
A couple of top picks from a couple of our top strategists are what we're going to be hearing right now. Dave Bartosiak, Shiraz Mian joining me here. They've got each have an interesting company that they're looking at.
Sure.
Dave, we're starting with you. Restoration Hardware. This was once one of the darlings of the stock market.
Yes, it was, with their superstar CEO, Gary Friedman, that everybody loves, one of those gurus, right? And really, their fall from grace started with a backlog on deliveries. And from there, things just went from bad to worse. And they kept guiding lower, kind of quarter after quarter. Margins started contracting on them, and things got ugly in a hurry with the stock going from over $100 a share all the way down to 25. So it was pretty terrible, and that happened in the course of 6 to 9 months, really. So it was very fast. And you could tell the story very easily by taking a look at our price consensus and EPS surprise chart we have here on Zacks.com. So I love going through these because you can glean so much information from this chart here. So you've got the black line that represents the price, which corresponds to the right y-axis. These multicolored lines are the evolution of our Zacks consensus estimate over time. So it provides a nice, neat sort of visual for what happened. And you can see at the end of the year of last year that all of a sudden these estimates started coming crashing down, and the stock followed suit. Now, you gotta be careful not to try and catch a falling knife, right? Because that's how you end up with stubs. Okay.
Right.
And so what happened here is they have an earnings beat, and the consensus estimates started to level off as well. Add to that volume increasing here, and I think this is finally turning around. Right now, it's a Zacks rank number 3 hold, but it does have a value score of A and a growth score of B for a VGM score of B. So I think that things could finally be turning around here for Restoration Hardware.
So momentum is on the build.
There's no momentum like momentum, Terry, and it's right here.
All right. Shiraz, you've got a lumber products company, Universal Forest Products.
Yes, housing related story as well. Just a brief comment on Restoration. I liked that retailer for a long time. In fact, I had it in one of the top 10 portfolios, I want to say maybe last year or the year before. It didn't really have those disappointing attributes at that time. So Universal Forest Products, broadly in the same category, meaning housing. One of the biggest lumber suppliers in the country, about $2 billion in market cap, about $3 billion in annual sales.
Yeah, they could actually be one of the beneficiaries from the rise in lumber prices in the first half of this year.
That's right. So lumber prices have been trending up, and even that is tied to the housing story and the improved outlook, both here as well as in Canada. But primarily here, they have had an amazing run, up almost 50% year to date. They were as high as 110 a week to 10 days back, have pulled back a little bit, so that I think should give a little more comfort to folks taking a look at it. It's a Zacks rank number 1 stock. Estimates have been going up about 7% for this year, about 9-10%. For next year over the past 2 months, has a VGM score of A. 3 main segments there. The retail is the biggest one with about 40% of sales, and that's the do-it-yourself type of folks through Home Depot and Lowe's type of outlets. And then there's the construction, which has the housing as well as the commercial construction component.
Right.
And there is a third piece which isn't really doing that good, which is the industrial and the manufacturing component. So even though the company is not really firing on all cylinders, it is doing extremely well. And you could imagine that once the industrial picture stabilizes and starts improving, how much better the picture will be. I like it, even though it has an impressive run. I think there is further room for this company, and valuation isn't stretched relative to Weyerhaeuser or Louisiana Pacific or some of the other lumber players, it's still relatively cheap. So I'll ask folks to take a look at it.
All right, thank you both for that. Don't forget, more stock information on our website, zacks.com. If you're not there already, get on over. You can link to it all off the homepage. There's a lot to look at, so take your time, get on over. With Dave and Shiraz, I'm Terry Ruffalo.